Hello there. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Knocks to Nuggets. My name is Oluwa Yomiute, and it's such a joy to come your way this very beautiful day. And it's a glorious day as we round up the year. We're in the 12th month of the year, just a few days to say bye bye to 2023 and welcome to 2024. And today we are continuing in the series Dreaming Big and Achieving It. So, to every single person joining me live, I say a big thank you. I do not take it for granted at all. And for those that will join me thereafter, again, I say thank you. Thank you for giving me a share of your time. And like I will always say, please like the video, share it, let somebody out there know that there is something called Knocks to Nuggets. It's together that we can make it happen. Every time you share, every time you pass a comment, every time you like, you make the world go further than ever has been. I thank you all. And for my new subscribers, those that subscribed last week and did last month, I say big thank you. Thank you for signing up to be a part of my network. I truly do appreciate you. So today we are continuing, and I would not bother with the introductions anymore because he's not a stranger in the house. He's someone who has walked the path, who has shown many the path, who is still coaching many on that path of greatness. And is a pastor, is a brother, is a friend, popularly known as Revo. So receive with me back to the Knox to Nuggets platform, Revo. Obinna Nwankwo. Hey, good to have you back in the house.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. Last week I had 3 pages full. I don't know how many pages I'm going to have this week, but we are continuing in our series Dream Big and Achieve It. And this is the second one. Like I said to you, if we don't exhaust, we'll do a third one, but we'll try to exhaust today. Now,
Yes.
last week you said you did talked about two major things that are dream killers. One is comparison, and the second is laziness. And you also you laid a very beautiful foundation that dream is not a castle in the air. And something I remember without even looking at my notes is that dream is not that thing you sleep to see, is that thing you wake up to achieve. I know that just never left me through the week. It's not the thing you sleep to see, is what you wake up, and it has a propelling force that just keeps you going. So last week we ended up on the second dream killer, which is laziness, and you also talked about the twin brother, or the Siamese of laziness, which is procrastination. Every lazy person procrastinates. There is no doubt about it. So, over to you as we continue today. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, PY. It's so good to be here. It's my pleasure to be here. First, let me give a shout out. 7th of December was the birthday, the birthday of our host. It was just the past week, and then so happy birthday to you again on this
Thank
platform.
you.
We celebrate you immensely.
Thank
We celebrate you with greatly. I mean, you've been impactful, and I'm not saying it because I'm on your show. I'm saying it because it is the truth.
thank
You've affected my life positively, and I'm grateful to God for causing our path to cross. Happy birthday again and again.
thank you. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. So it's good to be here, and we welcome everyone who is joined us today. So we started this last week, and personally, I also gained something from the last week conversation. I also gained quite a lot from the last week conversation. So the thing is, like we said last week, dream is something that it has to be inspiring. We defined it last week. It has to be inspiring. It's something that wakes us up. Remember, we were talking last week, and I said to you that ask achievers. You are one of them. Ask achievers. You know a lot of them. How many hours do they sleep at night? Something wakes them. Something keeps them awake, and that's the dream. It wakes. It inspires them. So some people see it as these guys are paying too much a price, but they enjoy that thing you call price.
Hmm.
they enjoy that thing you call praise because is inspired is inspiring. So that's the dream. And I believe everybody on call this day today, I believe they have one. There is something that inspires them. I mentioned a man in the Bible, and that's Joseph. So the beauty about Joseph and the story, and of course, is intentional that the Bible we read is full of stories.
True.
See, lessons are good, but stories stays more.
Mm. Mm.
As old as I am, as old as you are, we may have forgotten the lessons we were taught in school, but the
Mm.
stories told us we never forget. They don't leave
True.
us.
True.
So stories, and so the story of Joseph is such an inspiring story. It was his dream that kept him. He went through ordeals. So when I see people say I've gone through a lot, the question is, so your dream is bigger than whatever you go through. So he went
Mm.
through a lot, but there was something that kept this guy going. Whether he was in the pit, whether he was betrayed, whether he was in the prison, wherever he went, there was something that kept him going. And like the Bible says, at the appointed time, the vision or the dream will speak. The dream or the vision will speak, and that's always what we saw of Joseph. That at the appointed time, his dream spoke. The vision he saw when he was about 17 or so. At the appointed time, that thing unfolded because every dream we mentioned it last week. Every dream you walked on, so you can't just say you have a dream and then you go to bed. It's like kiss Sarah, Sarah, what will be, it will not come. We mentioned that
Mm.
last week. It will not come. So every dream you walked on, I was telling someone yesterday, I say, it's like science. It's like science. Once you walk on a dream, first is to know the source of the dream. It's very, very important. And this is where people mix it up. The source of your dream is what will tell how the dream will be sustained. And so the source of the dream, for me and for people of faith like us, we say that the source of our dream will have to come from God. So if you don't believe in God, I'm not here to preach God to you, but it's good you believe in Him. But if one does not believe in God, there is something it has to come from your spirit. It has to come from your spirit. And that's where that is how it can be sustained. Remember last week we talked about people who copy and paste. There is no depth. There is no depth. So that thing didn't come from the spirit. And let me put a caveat here. Now, it doesn't mean that I can't look at what you are doing and get inspired to do it.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not what we're saying. I can look at what you are doing, get inspired to do it, but let it be that it resonates from my spirit. It's not just because I feel this is what PY is doing, so let me also hold a show, and then I can't sustain it. It cannot be sustained if it didn't come from the spirit.
Yeah.
So that is that. So if maybe I don't know if you'd want us to get into further dream killers. We mentioned
Yes.
three last week. Of course, we mentioned comparison, which is dangerous. We mentioned comparison, laziness, and that one
Business.
of the legs of laziness, of course, is procrastination.
Yes.
But there are other things, other dream killers, and that we can talk about if you want us to go there.
Yes, we will go there. And thank you for laying this foundation again. And some of the one thing you said now that I also again want to reiterate, you said it last week over and over again. Every dream is worked on. So the fact that you have a dream just tells me you have a call to action. You have call to work. You have a call to wake up, roll up your sleeves, and get to work. So what are the other dream killers?
Okay, so let's get there. So last week you mentioned comparison, laziness. Another major dream killer is self-doubt. So the thing is, I was telling, I say that a lot, and I don't know what it's like. One of the things that the fall of man introduced to man was inferiority. We see everything good in people, and we see nothing good in us. Self-doubt. I'll keep referring to the Bible. And in the Bible, when God wants to send somebody on an errand, wants to give somebody a vision or direction, he keeps speaking of courage. Keeps speaking of courage. The reason is because one of the things that will kill a dream, one of the negative factors that will make one not to pursue his dream. In actual sense, dream cannot actually be killed, but it's just that it's not pursued, it's not followed up, it's not acted on. So the dream seems not to come to fruition. It cannot be killed. That idea is there. The gift of God is without repentance. The dream is there, but a lot of people will not fulfill it. You mentioned it last week that the richest place on the earth is the cemetery, because there dreams are buried. They didn't really die, but they were not, the people that carried them didn't fulfill them. So when somebody has a dream, has gotten a dream, one of the things that will make the person not to pursue, and of course fulfill that dream is self-doubt. Is self-doubt, and it comes in many ways. Self-doubt comes in many ways. It comes in a lot of ways. Which is also one of the things that causes self-doubt is your circle, the environment you put yourself, the people you surround around you. There are people you have around you. For me, I have pure in that circle that you have around you, and that is the truth. That will, it happens to the best of us. I've met A-list artists. True. Thank you. I've met A-list artists. I've met people, high performers, and they have doubts in themselves. We all have doubt in ourselves. But there is someone around them that tells them, "Sir, you can do this. You are doing it already." So we all have, I don't know anybody who doesn't, at some point, sometimes we may not express it, but somewhere, somehow, without, am I really sure? So the people you have around you will help you navigate that moment. I mean a lot of things. And my wife will say to me, you've done it before. Somebody needs to remind you that you've done this thing before. So that's why you need to have, if time permits us, we'll come to dream enhancers as well. Yeah. So that's why you need to have those around you. So self-doubt, and a lot of us, we all have, let's not be, one of the things I love about Not to Nugget is the relatability of this program is so relatable, it's so real. So we have that self-doubt, but someone somewhere needs to tell us you can do that. And that's what God always says to people. You can. You have all it takes. Can you imagine, again, I will refer to the Bible. Can you imagine Joshua filling in or fitting into the shoes of Moses? Do you know who Moses was? Moses was larger than life. Moses was a god to the Israelites. And suddenly this young man that they never see him perform any miracle, nothing, just comes on the scene. So you can imagine how intimidated he was in fitting into that shoe. True. So God kept telling him, don't doubt yourself, be courageous. You can do this. I chose you. So that's another one of the major dream killer is self-doubt. Is self-doubt. When we doubt ourselves, we will not have the courage to pursue the dream. And there are other ones that comes after that, but I think we may pick it up from there if time will permit us.
Yes, there are a whole lot, but I need us to go to dream enhancers because really there are plenty things that can kill dreams. And this last one you said is actually key. Self-doubt. A lot of us kill our dreams because we just cannot see ourselves in it. We cannot think we can succeed. So even when we are on the path, we are saying we can't do it. And we are so flooded with the can't that we never can take a step forward. And then another dream killer I'll just throw in quickly before we move on is perfection paralysis.
Why did you take that away from me?
I stole it from your mind.
I'm telling you, I was just saying I was going to mention that. Sorry to cut in, but I was going to mention that. Just yesterday, I was just telling somebody, I said, you know what? If sometimes you want everything to be perfect before you launch out, you know about the agile methodology. I said,
Yes.
while you are waiting to have that perfect product, somebody is in the market. And this is the problem. So we are trying to fine tune. I believe in excellence. I want to go for excellence. But we are trying to fine tune, fine tune, fine tune, fine tune. Can I? Let me say this to you on this show.
Yeah.
There are some content I've done, and I didn't push them out because I will keep saying, I don't think they are good. I think this mistake was made here. I think this was done here. At the end of the day, I didn't. I just said, don't push it. Don't get this out. And before, I don't know why it happens like that. Before you know it, somebody pushes something less than that out.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah.
pushes something less than that out. And if you now bring yours, it will be like you're
You're
following
a copy.
someone. I'm telling you.
You're a copy. That's true. The truth is this: God needs this information out. It
Mm,
gives us the first option of refusal. And
yeah.
then we are not doing it. And somebody
Mm,
out there's destiny is dependent on this thing. God
mm,
will find somebody else to push it out.
mm,
Unfortunately, they are second best, quote and unquote. They can't get it the way we want it, but God
mm,
will use
mm.
whatever is available.
True.
So He has
True.
packaged you, He has prepped you, He has done everything, and you are sitting down and sleeping. He will get the next person.
True. True.
And the
True.
person might not be as good as you, but once
True.
move.
True.
So perfection paralysis has killed a whole lot of us,
Mm,
and we have
mm,
robbed the world of
mm,
that big thing in us that the
mm,
world actually needs.
mm, mm.
So let's move on. What are dream enhancers? What are the things that we have that can enhance our dreams?
Okay. Interesting. So, still on that last one, and I mean, perfection paralysis. I will tell somebody what Nike said. You know the motto for Nike. Just do it.
Yes, just
Just do it. Yes. So, okay, for dream enhancers, I'll mention maybe three or four. I will mention, and I will just run them, and then we can discuss them. One of them, again, I'm a person of faith, and I believe I want to encourage everybody to be people of faith. I'm a person of faith. So the first thing for me, the first dream enhancer for me is what I call it. We've used that word a lot. I mean, it's becoming popular these days, and it's Godfidence. I know it's not
mm,
found in any dictionary, and that is confidence in God. That is trust in God. It's again the source of my dream personally. Revo, the source of my dream is God. I see my brother on the call. Pastor Max, good to have you. Thank you, sir. So one of the dream enhancers for me, as I'm a person of faith, and my dream come from God. So, and my confidence in Him, because the reason this is important is that God will not give you a dream that you don't need Him to fulfill.
mm, true.
Yes, He will not give you a dream you would not need Him to fulfill. Um, and it's something big. We're talking about dreaming big and achieving it. So that's the essence of the size of that dream is something bigger than yourself. So you need to trust in Him to help you with the details of that dream. He tells you something. I mean, I've seen that happen over time. By the grace of God, we've pioneered quite a few. I mean, some just a few things. We've pioneered a few things, and I've seen how those things starts little, like mustard seed, and then you don't even know what God intends to do with that dream. But as you walk with Him, as you trust Him, as you um, have your intimacy with Him, He keep giving you the details on how to go about that. And that's the difference. Again, I get back to that. That's the difference between somebody who gets whose source of dream is God, and another person who picked from the person who picked from God. So this person will always go to God to get the details on how to navigate or go through that dream. So for me, the first one is Godfidence. I call that I call that Godfidence, and that's simply put is our trust in God. That's the first one, and the second I'll mention the other three. The other one is like we have self-doubt. This now is self-belief. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. You know, we have this, and we say, I think my wife says that a lot, and it says, I'm enough. I am enough. One needs to come to that point where you believe that you are enough. You are enough. So believe in yourself. It has a way of enhancing the dream. The third is determination, and the fourth one, which I can't speak without, is make sure you have good support system. Have support system. And of course, that support system was what we talked about earlier, where we said we all have self-doubt. We all have our low moments at different points. But someone in that your support system, I call them inner circle, someone there will have to spur you up at some point.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jesus is a perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point in his walk, he wanted to give up. At some point in his work, he wanted to give up. He had to carry his 3 inner circle to go pray with him, to strengthen him. So we will all come to that point. I mean, there is no macho in this thing. You will come to that point where someone needs to remind you, or maybe tell you something that will get you back to where you started off, remind you what the victories of the past were, and then you pick it up from there and move on. So I think those 4, there are more, but I think we can deal with those 4.
And
Yes.
and I'm laughing, but the truth of the matter is this: if we actually can put this 4 to work, it will flow. It's interesting. We had 4 dream killers and 4 dream enhancers. Our time is running, but I will pick you up on this.
Okay.
We've talked about dream, that thing that wakes you up, that thing that keeps you going, that thing that compels you. But somebody has been down, beaten, trodden, flat, and almost out, and says, you know what? I don't even have a dream. I dream I wake up, I'm just like that. There's nothing to look forward to. I just think my life should end. I don't understand why it's not ending. I'm just there. How does that person restart and get into the dreamland?
Okay. I mean, it happens, and I've had such cases in our work. I've had such cases. What I will encourage the person to do is this. Sometimes it's not like you don't have the dream, but you are not seeing it. I will go back to the place of your environment. He that walk with the wise shall be wise. There are environments where you see dreams, you see things. So you may not have it now. You may think you don't have it now, but there are hands you get into. There are hands you get into. That's what will come out of you. You know, sometimes, and this is where the role of a mentor, the role of a father, the role of a pastor, the role of a leader comes in. You may not see anything in yourself, but sometimes somebody sees something in you and believes in you and keep telling you, this is what I see. Sometimes they may not even tell you this is what I see. They keep pointing you to that thing they saw. So if one is not seeing and it's like nothing is happening, can you change your environment? And this change of environment, I don't mean jackpot. If you can afford jackpot. Well, that's what I mean. I mean, change your circle. Change your circle. We're ending the year. There was something that one of the things I learned from you. One of the things I learned from you is this review we do at the end of the year of our contacts. I do it every year. I review my contacts, I put people, they don't even know where I put them. That's it. See, this is my life. Oh. This is my life. So you review and then you put people where they should be in your life. You see, nothing stops you from making new friends. Sometimes reach out. Sometimes reach out. One of the privileges that the media space has given to us is your ability to make contact. I don't know what people do on social media. Is your ability to make contact. I've met great people and we've established serious contacts on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, serious-minded people are on LinkedIn. I've met them there. We exchange contacts. We know what they are up to. Relationship had just begun. So you can change your circle. In case you say, I don't have a dream, I'm not seeing anything. Walk around. Just change circle. Change circle. Get people. Get out of your comfort zone. Get out of your comfort zone, and of course, make friends. Get this thing of I'm an introvert. Let's leave that story. I mean, most of us are introverts. Let's leave that story. The truth is that you cannot do life alone. That's the truth. You cannot do life alone. Life is meant to be relational. So you can't do life alone. Get out of your space. So the angel said to this young lady, there is another person, your cousin, and it's not even far from you, is pregnant with a lady. Just go meet Elizabeth. So sometimes you may not feel a kick in your womb, meaning no dream is beating in your womb. But when you meet somebody with a dream, it has a way of rubbing off. And then before you know it, you just begin to dream.
Thank you so much. Before you know it, you just begin to dream. And it's so crucial. And I'm happy. Thank you so much for the way you landed it. One of the things I want everybody to do as we enter into the new year is review your contacts. Everybody doesn't have to be in your A sets. Review who is there, who is speaking into your life. You can't have a mocker in your inner circle and move on. Everything you say, he will talk down on it. Every good thing you do will find the bots. Or that thing, everybody's telling you, well done, Abi, bots. And they are bots because you value them. Their words are heavy. So their bots hold you. And you can't see anything good anymore. All you can hear is the bot. So please review your dream. 2024 is a beautiful year. 2024 is a great year. But please have a dream. Avoid every dream killer and please embrace every dream enhancer. Thank you so much. And if you don't have a dream, check your network, find new circle. You can volunteer in certain spaces that will give you a fresh breath of air, new people who have never even known you. Get into that space, volunteer, make new friends. And somebody is saying, well, I will strategizing for an awesome 2024. You might have to come back and get that done. Okay. But for the now that we are here, so we are going to have Revo next week. We are having Revo next week, and we'll be talking to us about what we need to do to strategize into 2024. And interesting, that might be the last episode of Knocks to Nuggets for the year because the following Monday is Christmas Day, and I'll just leave you off to enjoy Christmas. So Revo will be closing the year for us. Talk about what we need to do to strategize for an awesome 2024. And a dear friend who's starting the year for us, 2024, saying, now we're here, keep running. So we have it all together. We have you in mind. I was going to take your last word, but since you are coming back next week, until I see you next week, Revo, thank you today for coming. See you next week.
Thank you, man.
Wow, I was going to release him and then he got hooked in. And so we're going to have him again next week. I will look at strategizing into the year 2024. 2024 is a beautiful year. I'm excited about that year. And I need you to also be excited. So come prepared next week. But before you come, please get your dream book, write down the dream, put up action plan. I wish I could come visit everyone and see that dream book with my own eyes. You need it. Don't just hear. Please do. And until I come your way next week in another edition of Next to Nuggets with Revo. Until then, remember, if you can be it, you can think it, you can be it, and you can have it. And as always, it's together that we win. Thank you so much, every single person. I truly do appreciate and I honor you. God bless you.